You saying you denied this man advances and you still winded up in this movie? For all we, from what we,
why did you even do the movie?
That's a good question, ain't it?
Why you?
That's a good question. You a man of principle though, right? You stand on business though, right?
You just asked me to do what?
You stand on business though, right?
It's time for me to get up out of here. I appreciate you.
You exposing the industry though, right?
I appreciate you.
Crazy how you just brought that up. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of The Great Deliberators. I am one of your hosts, Mr. Imperator Rose.
It's your boy DK.
And our boy L-Beam is not here. If you missed our special episode over the winter break, Vince has some legal troubles that he ran into. Unfortunately, the Fed's gonna do their thing, and well, we don't believe it's his fault. But at the same time, they're not trying to hit that. So in which case, trying to send some positive energy to my boy. Hopefully we can get him back home. But right now it's just it's a test to try to get him back home.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we just gonna try to keep it pushing, starting in 2024. So.
Yeah. First episode of the year, baby.
Man, and do we have? I mean, it's really honestly, it's really easy for us.
Yeah,
I would say the truth. Like we didn't have to do much work. It really just fell from the heavens.
Yeah, this is a straight repurpose episode.
Yeah, this is strictly from the podcast heavens.
Yeah,
anybody who's trying to do a podcast, get it off the ground. This week was easy. Yeah. There's enough content probably for the next week and a half, 2 weeks.
I think it might be.
If you wanted to stretch it, maybe a month.
I think, honestly.
Depending on responses.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, yeah. You can get a good 2-3 weeks worth of content out of it. But I think if you, at least to me personally, if you think about like podcasts like I've listened to in episodes, it's probably the greatest episode I've ever seen or watched or listened to. Like when you talk about, first off, the thing is far away, so we can't do it. But shout out to my man, Uncle Sharp, dog. Like, he doing it.
Let's give him his flowers. Let's give him his flowers while he's, you know what I'm saying, ascending.
Yo, he knew he struck gold on that episode.
The guy has, and he's been saying this a lot on Nightcap and all that with Chad Ochocinco. He's saying that he really just wants to have a conversation with the people. Yeah. He's not really trying to do it as an interview. He understands that obviously that is the, common denominator is that it's an interview, but he really wants it to be more of a conversation. Yeah. So a lot of the, pushback or feedback that he's been getting of saying, well, why didn't you
press him about certain things?
This or press about that or bring up this and bring up that. He's like, hey, he will ask them, what are some things that you don't want to discuss? Yeah. Well, he won't bring it up or.
Well, the thing is here is you got to decide what type of interviewer you want to be. Yeah. Do you want to press people and get to the truth, you know what I'm saying? And if you are known for that, then people will come on your episode and talk to you that way. But if you're not going to be known for that, you know what I'm saying, and you just want to have an enjoyable show, because don't get me wrong, man, because we get into it often here, especially like on our show, but we're called The Great Deliberators. It's what we do. So if you tuning in, know you're going to get deliberations. So in which case, sometimes I listen to episodes and it's just a bunch of bickering and arguing and like, I don't really be trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes like you just want to have a certain podcast you go to where you're going to get laughs, you're going to get jokes, you're going to get love
just
and positivity. Man. And just a conversation. And that's what Uncle Sharp wants to have. He don't want to be, you know what I'm saying, some figure known for controversy. If it comes, it came through the conversation, not through
and it's not really him. He just asked some questions. It was just came across his platform. Yeah. You know what's crazy? The first thing I thought about today before we started, recording is if there was ever a chance, which I doubt is going to happen, that P. Diddy will come out and talk based off of everything, it should be on something like Shannon Sharp's platform. Yeah. Like, because the reality is, you probably won't get grilled the way you should, but you're going to have to speak and have a conversation.
Here's what, I'm going to push back a little on that. It would be in his best interest to come out on a pod like Club Shay Shay. But if we want the truth, then it ain't in our best interest.
But see, I'm talking about from his perspective. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, because in my opinion, and this is, I'm so sorry, we're talking about the court of public opinion. Yeah. If you want to sway public opinion, you have to speak on the matter. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I think that something like Shannon Sharp's podcast, it would be perfect for that kind of discussion. Anything else like Dateline or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's done. He's toasted.
Yeah.
Because they're going to come in with an agenda no matter what.
Yeah, they want
Shannon Sharp's going to allow you.
They want to push him,
The first 20 minutes was Katt Williams. And if y'all don't know yet, we're talking about Katt Williams and Shannon Sharp's interview. Katt Williams spent the first 20 minutes just vomiting information, just talking. You know what I'm saying?
Just letting it fly.
Not asked one question, just go like what he wanted to make sure he got out of the system before we started doing the 1 hour conversation or interview that was going to take place.
For sure.
Yeah, man, I just, look, albeit to Shannon Sharp, I was very worried when he left Undisputed, what was going to happen with his career and all that. But to tell you the truth, I think he has proven that, man, you put your mind to something, you invest in something, you give it your all, and you'll be surprised of the outcome that can come from it. Yeah. So, definitely give him his flowers, man. Definitely give him his flowers.
But on top of that, man, we know, like, if you ever seen the old episodes of, like, Hard Knocks, Shannon Sharp has always been a character.
Yeah.
So to find his lane, was, I don't want to say, it's one of them things where, like, when you gifted at certain things, you just find your way into it. You get what I'm saying? Like, Shannon Sharp just needed a mic. That's all he needed. Once he got out of football, he got into, the media, and he said, like, yo, I could do this. And, like, he built a platform that has been dedicated to allowing people to come on, speak their truth, speak their piece, have a dope conversation. Hey, like, the doors are going to get open for you. And all Shannon Sharp needed was a mic, man. And the opportunity. And the dope thing about podcasting is if you invest your own money and then you build the brand to where you want it to be, then the money can start coming in. You see what I'm saying?
He's going to break records for sure on viewership. He's already, in my opinion, breaking records just as far as like how quickly he's over 30 million views in less than a week.
Bro, his most views on one episode was like 9 million prior to that. Yeah, he might clear what he did.
He did that in 2 days.
Bro, what he did last year with this one video, he might do half of what he did last year.
I don't know about you. I went back and watched the Steve Harvey interview.
Yeah.
I went back and watched the Cedric Entertainer interview. I watched the what's the one with dude on the radio?
Ricky
Smiley interview.
Yeah.
So I went back and watched all of them. Even the DC Young Fight, I watched part of it. So I'll be honest, I didn't know that he was like, he had the two different podcasts were that different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One is just like kind of like sports talk.
Yeah.
The other one is just strictly interviews that he's just doing with individuals. But yeah, man, he's getting views just off of this. And this one is taking up views for other videos that he's done.
Bro, I didn't even know what people was talking about, man. I just kept seeing memes, and then my group chat, they started talking about it. It was all like, bro, like Katt going ham. I was like, what is y'all talking about? And then next thing I knew, they sent the link. I was like, oh, he's on Club Shay Shay. I seen it was like 3 hours long. I was like, bro, ain't no way I'm about to watch this thing.
I watched it all.
Bro, I watched every
in one night. The first 20 minutes. The first 20 minutes, I was like, wait, what?
Man provided Unc. Unc should cut him a check from that episode. Like, ain't that like?
I mean, he kind of did. He kind of did. Let's just be real. Katt Williams is about to get a check based off of this interview. He's just off of the impressions. I think Katt was already doing pretty well. Yeah, of course. But his next special, let's just be real.
Oh, yeah.
His next special, he's coming. He already said
he said he was already in the 10-figure range now with Netflix. Yeah, he definitely about to secure that bag for sure.
Come on, man. Okay. It's a wrap.
All right, we did enough gloating on the episode, gave Unc his flowers. Now let's get into the deliberations on the episode. All right, just to get this out the way, so he spoke on Johnathan Majors. He talks about him linking up with Megan Good and securing the sympathy from the community, you know what I'm saying, to help save him from
two more counts
he's about to do, right? Which is, you can see it as a play. It is strange that they got together so quickly because you was just widow girl.
Just real quick, and I want to go ahead and just get this opinion out there, and it is what it is. I think even though he was found guilty on the 2 counts, I think were lesser than the major assault or greater assault.
Yeah.
Honestly, bro, I don't know if he did it. And I don't say that lightly because I want to respect all accusations or allegations that are pressed upon anybody. But I just feel like with this new audio that has come out with, on top of the video, and just if I was a juror trying to put together a guilty or not guilty verdict, I would have to sustain, because I don't see enough with the severity of the situation. I don't see enough that it makes me feel, unless I'm not privy to certain information, I just don't feel like he did anything.
You have to, well, first off, what he was, to address what he was found convicted on, he was convicted of unintentional bodily harm. So,
and that's tough.
And that's a tough one, right? Because again, I think what happens whenever you get into a courtroom setting, because this is what has to happen. Because to me, you see the video of him running away from old girl in a court of public opinion.
If she fell, slipped, and broke something.
But I'm saying in a court of public opinion, we all, we exonerated him at that moment. Oh, she chasing him. We good. Yeah. We ain't nothing else we need to see. But apparently, what they got him on was him pushing her back into the whip and her breaking her finger in that moment. Now, I don't know what type of sentence or punishment carries with that. And if you tell me, oh, he was found guilty, so now he's just responsible for medical bills, okay, cool. But the unfortunate part is he had to be found guilty because of that. And I don't know if that's something that could have been handled outside of court, if it even needed to be all that. Maybe she could have took him to court for for like a suit or whatever, a lawsuit or something like that. But the reality is the prosecutors took it to trial. They was going to find a way to get a conviction somehow. And unless they dismiss the case, then, once they go to trial, money's been wasted. They've had to do a whole entire investigation. They got to get their return on investment. Y'all already know how the game go. I done seen enough documentaries to know boys ain't trying to get justice out here, man. They trying to get convictions and money. That's it. Very rarely is the justice system really trying to get justice. And that's just a harsh truth. Yeah. That's just the reality of the situation. So in the court of public opinion, we was shocked. We was all like, yo, how this man get found guilty? And then we seen it and I was all like, okay, what you saying makes sense, but even still,
but what's crazy?
Did he have to
I know somebody who said that immediately, and I think I said this previously on our podcast, immediately that when she kind of heard the allegations, she was like that she always felt that he, assaults women. Like that she got that kind of vibe from him. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, it's scary. It's scary because you're already coming into something. If you feel that way already, as soon as somebody peeps, something of an allegation towards whatever, you immediately, without even hearing what happened or how it happened or what could have occurred, you've immediately already decided guilty, because you've already had some type of soft affirmation that it could occur. Now that somebody has thrown some type of allegation towards it, that's concrete evidence for you.
Well, here's two things, right? Because I don't want to take too much more time up on this, but one, that's human nature, though. I mean, that's just kind of how things work. To take prejudgment or any prejudices out of certain things, that's hard, man. So one, if you are capable of being a truly objective person, that's a rarity. And there's very few rare people like that in life. Secondly, we do have, further allegations that boys said that they ain't seen him beat on nobody, but they got plenty of evidence that suggests that, like, he is an asshole, though. So I'm not saying that, like, and as far as I know, they ain't really no crime for being verbally abusive. But for all intents and purposes, it seemed like he's at least abusive person in some regard, allegedly, though. So, and who knows if she hadn't already seen that as well. But, but
it seems as if she's also abusive in some type of way, just from what I've seen.
Yeah. But again, I'm saying we don't know if it's a one-off because it was just him with that type of person and we know in toxic relationships, sometimes people can get you out of character.
Yeah.
But at the same time, all we have is the information that's given to us. And so we got a director who a year or so ago said, yo, this actor was one of the worst people I've worked with. He was constantly abusing people. Nobody knew what he was talking about. The allegations come out against Johnathan Majors. All of a sudden he says, yeah, that's exactly who I was talking about. So we got a year early thing on this guy.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, just to be fair about people's opinion on him. And I don't know how much that information swayed him.
Look, I will say this. At the end of the day, there were signs that probably that led you to believe that she was somebody that you needed to stay away from.
Oh,
just even based off of that audio.
Yeah.
And if you, in your situation, cannot understand what you have to lose by having somebody around you that is toxic or that is bringing you down, has the opportunity to bring you down, then at a certain point, I have to fault you for that. Yeah. So I'm not absolving him of everything, but I just think it's sad and unfortunate because it's a waste of, you know what I'm saying? It's a waste of talent. You know what I'm saying? It's a waste of talent at the end of the day. Johnathan Majors was going on a trajectory that I think in our lifetime, we can barely maybe match to one or two other actors. And you know what I'm saying? Like as far as just doing so many major box office hits
he was on,
back to back in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
I can't just speak of an actor and be like, oh, that's easy. Maybe one or two in my lifetime.
I was
black at that. Like, so
I get it, but my only thing is people also love a redemption story. And I think
he definitely has the opportunity for a redemption.
Yeah, I think because of
there's enough, the door is open enough.
The video of a girl chasing him redeemed him.
Yeah.
Had we not got that video, it might have been hard for him to recover. But that video clearly showed that, like, yo, I mean, he wasn't, what we believed happened wasn't nearly as egregious as what
he just may have to go on a 1 or 2 year, public probational period of just not being able to do any kind of movies.
Yeah, man. His PR team will get him together, man. He was on Trajectory Rise. He'll be in some
tell you this though,
some low budget stuff, and then
he's gonna be with his sister going forward. I guarantee it. Y'all want to no, come on. I'm not, and I hope this is not controversial.
No, hell no.
This is not controversial.
100% agree.
I hope this is not controversial. I hope everybody is rising up and saying, that's true. I think. Sorry, all European women are done for. They have exited left. He is not looking at y'all no more. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yo, hey, I ain't even disagreeing, bro.
That's it.
That boy said sisters from this point forward, bro.
Going forward.
Y'all playing. Y'all
maybe
playing.
An Asian. Maybe.
Oh, man, you know that man whole family are like, we tried to tell you.
We tried. We tried to tell you. You kept bringing her around. You kept bringing her around. We tried to tell you. I'm not gonna lie, but you know what? There was a video where she had left the club, and I'm done after this.
Yeah.
There was a video when she had left the club and she had saw two gentlemen on the sidewalk, and she immediately name dropped to these dudes. It was like, I'm Johnathan Majors' girlfriend, which lets me know this is the same night that everything had occurred. It was like March 25th, whatever, 2023. And this let me know that you are in the mind state to know that, like, how heavy of an individual that you are with. You know what I'm saying? And you just, if you know that in that circumstance, then everywhere you go, every single opportunity you get, you know who you fucking with. And now, you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
Now look, this dude's career, at least for right now,
it's on pause.
It's on pause. It's on hold. It's over with.
So hopefully he can get it back together. But hey, look, in the court of public opinion, I think he's good. I don't know if that's possible. I don't think it's happening. It's happening. Now, once something like that goes into motion,
that's money, dog. That's about a good 50 to 100 million minimum.
Once it goes into done, it's a wrap.
That's probably over, bro. That's probably over 100 million.
Huh?
Because you want to talk about when things get on Disney Plus and how you able to
maybe, yeah, residuals, yeah. Okay, all right. Let's get off a boy, man. Let's go on here. Let's get into the thick
meat and potato
part of Club Shay Shay. All right, so man, let's start off with I'm gonna title this segment "The Shit Talking." Let's just get into all that he was talking about. All right, so my thing is, let's get into the Cedric the Entertainer thing. I watched the comparison, and here's what I'm gonna say. Did Cedric the Entertainer steal his joke? Yes. But did Cedric make it better? Also, yes. And my thing is this, because I'm going to use Apple as a comparison here. Steve Jobs was once accused of stealing other people's technology or things that people had already been doing. And he said something along the lines of is if you're good, you imitate, but if you're great, you innovate. And basically he was saying is like, yeah, they did it first, but we did it better when we decided to do it. So in that regard, I'm saying it as this in this perspective. I mean, what Katt is talking about ain't nothing that is new to the game. People have been stealing forever. Now, if his only quarrel, and this is what I felt like he was trying to say, was just that Seg tried to deny and didn't want to give credit, then I get it. You get what I'm saying?
It's not if. See, and this is what I want to be very careful with, bro.
What?
Like, the truth of the matter is that it is what he was upset about.
Okay,
if you recall what it was that he said that they came and they apologized. He let it go for 10 years. You remember when he said that? He said they let it go for 10 years.
Yeah.
He let it go for 10 years. And it wasn't until he came up and he started saying that the timeline didn't add up.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't even see the Cedric interview. So I didn't even know what he was talking about.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Cedric
interview.
interview.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, when I go back and you watch the Cedric interview, Cedric is denying it.
Yeah.
Now, if you're Cedric the Entertainer, even if in that moment you didn't want to give him his credit, you should not like deny it as if it was not something that you took that from.
Okay.
So it goes back to, yes, bro, that is blatant stealing. This isn't you wrote a paper, you took some information from somewhere and you did a works cited page and you put where you got it from. I respect it. I'm not mad at that. Like, okay, what did Drake say? I got the Midas touch. He didn't deny the allegation that he didn't write the song. He just said, hey, I bought the song. I made it sound better than what it was. Yeah. It is what it is. So I'm cool with that. But for Cedric to do that and then get on a public platform and then try to like make it seem like it was untrue, that's a problem, bro.
Okay, all right.
That's a problem. And I think if you were Katt Williams, you would be upset by that as well.
I think I would be. But my thing is also, I don't know how many times I've seen Katt speak on it. So my question is
That just lets you know the kind of a stand-up individual that he was at the time. He probably agreed with you. For him to let it go, he probably agreed with you. And you know what? See, context matters, bro. And I'm sorry to sit
we about to reach the point because hold on, let me say this here real quick. My thing is only just that at some point, it is what it is. Cedric gonna keep lying. You done already said it. We already know it. I done heard this before. I done heard about him stealing the Cadillac thing before this. My thing is, and I was gonna get into this later, but I guess I'm gonna say it now. It just feel like at every turn now, like we just getting an angry, mad, pessimistic version of a person who always just wants to speak on something that is just still bothering him. And at some point, you gotta let that shit go. That's all I'm saying. Like, we know he stole it already.
See.
I don't know how many people knew. In fairness to Katt, I don't know how many people knew, but I thought it was public knowledge already.
Even if it was public knowledge, here's the thing. For it to be this quote unquote public knowledge, I agree. It'd be different if Katt Williams was like just unprovoked, came out and just spoke on the matter, right? For no reason, just 15, 20 years later. I get it.
All right.
I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get your argument at least. But when just less than a year ago, Cedric the Entertainer goes on this platform by Club Shay Shay and is asked a question about it and then says that the timeline doesn't add up and denies doing it.
Yeah.
Even though now in 2024, we can tell you based off of, you know what I'm saying, like you said earlier, I don't know if you said this while we were on camera or not, that people recorded things and now that we got evidence in 4K that Katt Williams did do this joke before, then yes, bro, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because you still presently lying on the situation. All he had to do if he didn't want to speak on it was like, man, I'm not answering that question. Like, look, man, it is what it is. It's 2023. We moving past. I wish Katt Williams the best. Wish him all the, wish him all the love in the world. This, that, and third, and kept it pushing. He could have found a way to evade it.
Okay,
but you took the time to lie.
Yeah,
for a person, and again, this is what I was saying before. Context matters. Katt Williams used this particular joke as his last joke. This was his drop the mic moment. And I go to a lot of stand-ups. You know what I'm saying? I go to the Improv here in Houston. Multiple. I've been to last year almost 8 of them in 2023. So their last joke and how they build it up and this, that, and the third matters a lot. So for you to take somebody's, biggest joke and then make it your own and make money off of it, at the time, DVDs and the special of the Kings of Comedy, that's tough. Think about if what you do right now, you see somebody else doing it who was watching you do it at one point in time and making billions off of it. You created Facebook, and while you was asleep, because somebody had a bigger platform, more money to be able to push it while you were trying to work on getting it there, they just did it, even if though it was better. You can't tell me you wouldn't be upset. And
I'd be a little.
You would have let it go.
I'd be a little impressed.
Even if you let it go, and then now you in your living room watching TV, and the dude is saying, "Oh, the timeline didn't add up. It didn't happen." You would be even more irate.
Okay,
come on, man. Like those old feelings start bubbling up.
I get you. I guess my thing is, I was looking at it from like, bro, we done heard this before. I get it, and so I'm thinking, okay, so we back here again, and you still bringing this up again. In fairness, I ain't know at the time, I guess I don't know why I didn't think about it now, but I ain't know Sid had came on there and just denied flat, because I didn't watch the interview, right?
Yeah, it was about 8 months ago he did the interview.
Yeah, I ain't know Cedric flat out denied that he didn't steal it from Katt. Which again, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But also I'm thinking at my age now, like I'm old and shit, but I feel old. I be letting shit go, man, because to me, it just ain't worth the energy that's invested into still fighting for it, especially like if you can't stake no claim to getting anything from it other than just bragging rights.
I do think he got claim, because the claim that he's going to get from it, one is the bragging rights, but I think it's secondary. But primarily, one, he got to be able to tell what was on his chest, which I think is healthy. Two, he's gonna make money off of this. Whatever he felt was stolen before, he's gonna be able to generate tenfold now, based off of maybe 1 or 2 jokes that he's gonna be able to do on a special that is gonna run in infamy.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at him for getting it off of his chest.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when he was the one done wrong. It would be different if this was something of a less magnitude, but this is this man's work. And at the time, he's trying to get it out the mud like everybody else was getting out the mud, and somebody is stealing your work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the time, that's tough. Right in front of your eyes. If this was a movie or a book or something like that was stolen, or a verse of a song, you know what I'm saying? You would be pissed at somebody. This is what Prince fought for all his life, was to be able to protect his work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So this is to them their music.
Yeah.
So I can't get mad at Katt Williams.
No. See, when you put it in that perspective, then like I get it. I guess I've done seen it and heard him talk about it so many times that like it didn't got old to me. But in the perspective you're putting it in, then like, no, I get it. And then I can totally understand why it was that he was saying what he was saying. Because I just want to get past the point of always hearing people regurgitate the same information over and over again as if we don't already know. And at some point in time, like, and I hope this is the last time, because if he ever brings it up again, like, why are we still talking about this?
I think you're only going to hear from it now, probably on some type of special.
It's
going to be a special. Okay. I don't think you're going to hear another interview. Okay. Mind you, tell me how many Katt Williams interviews.
No, that's the thing, right?
You've seen.
That is the thing.
This was definitely smart.
Yeah.
I appreciate the honesty of it, bro. And what we do in this podcast realm. I can tell you now, this was exactly what I think every podcast is trying to strive for. Just if you want a guest, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If
get somebody on and just shoot the shit.
This is definitely
get somebody on and just talk. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, not just that, but really lean into like what you saying. Like don't pull no punches. Absolutely check anyone you feel like checking. Say whatever it is you gotta say.
And it wasn't ratchet, in my opinion. It wasn't like too. It wasn't too much. It was just.
And the crazy thing is like when you listen to Katt talk, you can tell that this man is incredibly intelligent. Like he ain't no idiot, bro.
Yeah. So again, the 3,000 books. Again, there were some things that we would agree immediately. We can't say if it's all true.
I'm about to say, don't bring.
But he didn't read. I don't think he read 3,000 books in the time frame.
Hold on, wait. Let me look in this camera and tell you something. I know he did not read 3,000 nonfiction books a year, dog. Like we know
I do think he's probably read 3,000 maybe in his lifetime.
In his life, sure.
I will give him that. Maybe You know, there was some cognac being
3,000 a year from the ages of 8 to 12.
Yeah.
So we talking 12,000 books.
I don't know, man.
No,
but there was some cognac. There was some cognac being drunk on the show.
There's a lot of cognac being drunk.
From what Shannon said, he was a little turned before he got there. So
I'm gonna say it because if Katt come for me, hopefully he do come for me because I could use the clout right now. But if Katt come for me, I ain't nobody, right? So he can say what he say. I'm just some broke, poor individual. So the rest of the people may not want to say it.
No, I'm not poor. This is 2024. I will speak this shit into existence.
And you know what? I should stop saying poor because poor is wrong and insensitive to people who are actually poor. But I'm broke though, and that is not that is a fact. With that being said, though,
I just ain't got it. That's what I say.
You say what?
I ain't got it.
Huh? Oh, because I ain't got it.
Like I ain't got it. I ain't broke. I ain't got it.
No. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're not broke, sir. I'm broke. Okay.
I ain't got it.
So he got into that. He got into the Ricky Smiley thing. I guess when it comes to the shit talking, my thing is in those portions of the interview, I don't doubt anything he said. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, that it was a situation where he was embellishing any of that stuff. And, some people, and we talked about it for a brief second, how Shannon didn't really like press him on a lot of stuff. But when we talk about like the 3,000 book thing and, did you see the video where he said he can run like a 4.3? Did you see the video of him running at Memphis or whatever? Okay. So he did run.
But it was obvious when you were watching it that he did not. Come on, y'all. Y'all gotta. He's also a comedian. He is going to embellish.
I was gonna say I also counted it, and I counted like 5 seconds.
He's gonna overstate.
I just want to
anybody who really like ran and who ran track, did sports, played football. 4.3 in high school, middle school
is elite.
Bro, we would know who Katt Williams is. Not for his jokes if he was running a 4.3.
Listen, ain't no way he ain't on a track
in high school.
Ain't no way.
Like, coaches, you know what I'm saying? And back in those days.
Yeah, they threatened to fail him if he don't come
a
right.
4.3 back in those days, we wouldn't know who that person is. Come on, man. You an athlete. Not an athlete. You an athlete.
Yeah, like
we would know who you are.
You built different.
Come on, dog. You would not be homeless running a 4.3. I guarantee it.
Hold on, wait, talking about. Now, his decision to be homeless was all on his own.
No, I got you. But I'm just telling you, if he ran a 4.3, his daddy would not have kicked him out or whatever happened. Which I don't even know what happened. You know what happened?
Okay, so
because he was really going around.
Well, he basically said he left because what happened was But the reason why he left was because essentially it couldn't be two grown men in the house. So he was trying to say that like, yo, my daddy had a way of doing things, and I didn't agree with that, and it was going to get physical.
Man,
so
I feel like he wasn't. I feel like he was getting to a point, but he wasn't saying exactly what it was. Like there was a situation that happened, and
I'm saying because he probably got mopped all across the floor.
Okay, that's probably what it was.
Yeah, I'm saying
like
he probably got.
I don't know.
Hold on, wait. Let me say this. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it was clear he didn't want to give the details.
Yes.
So it's either it was so traumatic that he doesn't want to remember it. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, he remembers it. He remembers it. Whatever happened.
He didn't really want to revisit it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's the one thing he didn't want to regurgitate.
Yeah.
Everything else he was able to.
He was reeling that shit off. He was reeling everything off. When it came to the altercation with his daddy, though, he was all like,
oh, hold on, wait,
because he spoke on it, but then, Shannon asked him, well, what happened?
Yeah, then he came his chest in a little bit. He was like, nah, we going to pull back.
My daddy was a grown man with his own rules, and
He said, no, I didn't say I whooped my daddy ass.
If I'm keeping it a buck,
he said, I didn't say I whooped my daddy ass.
Yeah.
He later on said,
Listen,
I didn't say that I didn't like whoop him.
And the way he was talking, I feel like had he whooped his daddy ass, he would have said that. He would have been like, I was 13 years old and I whooped my daddy ass. So what I will say is, I believe Katt to be a fairly truthful person, and he ain't say, I whooped my daddy ass. He just said, hey, my daddy was a grown man with his own set of rules, and I ain't wanted to escalate past where it had already gotten. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. But I think that, when it came to, damn, I forgot what he was talking about. I think I was talking about, how he was, all the shit talking, all that, him being intelligent. Oh no, we was back on, the embellishing and all that. Here's my thing, man. With, how he was saying certain things, it's unquestionable that like he was obviously embellishing certain things, reading 3,000 books, running 4.340, all that. But the point here is everybody got that one homie who, and a lot of times they be high charismatic, high joking people.
Yeah.
When they tell stories, bro, they can always tell it to the fifth power. I'm kind of like that. When
he's
I
a storyteller.
Back,
He's a storyteller.
When I go back and I tell my daughter some things, hey, your daddy was the man in high school.
Yeah,
like,
I ran a 4.3.
Yo,
head ass. That boy leaving a whole second.
Your mama got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like the tip of the iceberg out here, big dog. You know what I'm saying? That's what you tell your kids. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get on the camera, you kind of embellish things. I ain't really feel like really needed to press him on that because we all know if you lack enough common sense to know he was bullshitting, then like I don't really know.
Once he said 4.3, I was like, okay, he's not being serious. If he would have said like a 4.7,
I think even before that, he said the 3,000 book thing, and then that's when I was like, I just did the math real quick. I was like, that's like 300.
I didn't do the math real quick. When he said 3,000, and then when he emphasized non-fictional, I was like, okay, maybe, I swear to God, I was like, maybe he has like time, like everything is a little off. Even when he had to go back and retell the Cedric, situation.
Yeah.
Because at first he said 2008, but he really meant 1998. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, or what was it? Not 1998. It was
he said 2018 to 20. No, it was
he was off 10 years. I forgot what it was, but he was off 10 years. So they had to go back and revisit that whole entire thing just to make sure, all right, this is how we're gonna say it. But
he said 2018, 2019, and then that's when he checked. Well, that's when the guy was all like, "Did you mean 1998, 1999?" I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so what I want to transition to is the Steve Harvey.
Okay, all right, let's get on.
Because I think that is like the true story of it all. Steve Harvey was the one that he just went in on the most, in my opinion. Bro, I think Steve Harvey, especially with a lot of these videos that have come out, is a problem.
Okay. Because people have been doing a lot of comparison. They've been going back, and that's what the internet do. As soon as somebody make a claim, they're going to fact check you.
And bro, these fact checks do not look good.
I'm saying they
don't look good.
Yo, Twitter, hey, shout out to Black Twitter.
Shout out
to Black Twitter, bro. Cause like, y'all, the FBI don't need to really have too many investigators, dog. Like they really don't.
No need.
Like social media might be the greatest invention the feds ever came up with. Like, I'm just keeping it a buck. But anyway, we'll keep
look, so you look at Steve Harvey, and for him to there was a story that he had told about his childhood and Halloween.
Yeah.
And I forgot the comedian, but there was a comedian who was telling a joke, and he was talking about that him and his siblings, they were so broke that when their mom used to tell them to just put on boxes and go outside.
It was Mark Curry.
They would just go outside and they would tell people that they're UPS or they work for UPS or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was their character.
Mm-hmm.
But Steve Harvey on the Steve Harvey show, which is a very, stay-at-home mom, European based,
running like
European women based
12, 1, 2 o'clock
show or whatever.
It's a European based. Yo, what? Shots fired.
No. Come on. No shots. But it's one of those, like, that's their target audience. Like
I got you.
These European women stay at home.
The ones that can stay at home and not work. Yeah, I got you.
And he's telling a story, and he's coming from the heart. Like, I'm trying to give it in context. It's not a joke.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how when he was younger, his dad would put a box on him. It was the same box over the years.
Hold on, wait, Tom, Mike, because before you go further, though, I do want to say this. He started the cadence as if he had tried to be a joke. But then when everybody was all like, he kind of leaned into it sort of being like, it wasn't that bad, because he didn't keep the same tone. The tone started as a joke, bro. Like, if I'm being honest, it started as a joke. The tone when he was telling the story, it started as if he was about to do a joke.
I'm just gonna say this. I just think for it to be done like that, it just lets me know that how many jokes, how much material did this man still offer comedians through his career?
Yeah,
for you to use that and just have that in your back pocket, ready to fire at any given time, it's like, bro, that is not your shit.
Okay, but also hear me out here for a second, right? Because this is what I was trying to get into about what I was going to lean into about the Said and Steve Harvey thing. There's also a thing to be understood that, like, during the time when all of this was happening, right?
Be careful.
But I'm saying when during this time, right? Like, if I'm out, you know what I'm saying, and I see a joke that's being told here, the same people that came here this night, there's gonna be if I'm here tomorrow night, it's a different crowd. And I'm gonna tell if I can perfect a joke, well, comedians probably ain't gonna run it that quickly unless well seasoned. So, but let's just use that as an example. If I'm running it the next night, these same people weren't here the night before. You get what I'm saying? Like you just go home thinking I'm funny. So it wasn't seen to me personally. I don't know if it would have been seen in that time necessarily as the still in the way it is like now. Like now we have social media to go back and show it. And with the Cedric Entertainer thing, he did on Kings of Comedy, right? So that put it on like a major platform. Now Cedric do that same joke just in some random club in like, I don't know, Utah or somewhere. No harm, no foul, right? Like, is you really tripping?
Hold on, pause, bro. And this is what I'm gonna say. If we need to start understanding these individuals' profession.
Okay.
They are entertainers. They are artists.
Yes.
Okay. If I go to an open mic and somebody's playing, a song that they wrote at home, and I'm like, damn, that sounds good. And then I go to my house and I just change up the tune a little bit.
Yeah.
And I make it, you know what I'm saying? Now it is the most popular song in America playing right now.
Yeah.
That does not make that my song, bro. Like,
no,
that is not how that works. So you got to understand that this is we gotta look at all these situations in the same context.
I hear you.
These jokes aren't just things that
it's not the same syndication on these things though.
It is. Why is it not the same thing? Okay,
because again, like Katt even explained it, right? Like back then there were no cell phones or cameras or internet, so they could get away with it. You get what I'm saying?
Because you got away with it.
Okay,
cool, but you cannot tell me that comedians would not be okay with their jokes being told by another comedian that they heard, putting it on another, all because you heard it on the West Coast, you heard me say it, and I haven't been to the East Coast yet. You're ultimately taking my material and spreading it on the East Coast as if you're the one who did it.
That's not that. That wouldn't be the case because Ced gonna be out here a couple of nights. He running a couple of nights at the Improv. He gone. So the 300, 400 people that show up to eat dinner, watch a couple of jokes, they gonna go home and be like, yo, this new dude Ced Entertainer, like he coming up. Like the next time Katt is in town to do that joke, the 300.
So why ain't Katt Williams? Why ain't Katt Williams take anybody else's jokes?
Hold on, wait, time out. So first off, I'm just saying this. We don't know if Katt didn't take anybody's jokes. I'm gonna believe that he didn't, but we don't know that. We don't know if Katt pulled up early in his career, seen somebody else that was doing a joke and was all like, that would be funny, but if he changed this, it'd probably be funnier. We don't know that. So we can't make the claim that he didn't do that. But my point here is what I'm trying to get at is in the world of comedy back during that time, me taking your joke for a couple of nights, I'm gonna be in this city, ain't gonna mess up your bread. You get what I'm saying? Like you can still show up here, and all I need to know is, hey, call this comedy club, check my records. I sell our seats when I go there. I'm gonna be in town for so and so. I don't know how it worked, but let's just say this the way it works. I'm gonna be in town, so and so. All I care is that you put people in seats during this time. It ain't you gonna get your ass handed to you because all these people know and watch YouTube and see that joke over and over. They already know somebody doing it. So I'm saying, because when you take somebody's song or you take somebody's book, that's now trademarked, published, everything. I can no longer make my bread off of this song anymore. You done took it. Now I got to take you to court and do all of this. I'm just saying, at the time, it would seem like they were getting away with it because at the end of the day, nobody knew Katt was doing that. Because otherwise, people would have been calling him out like, somebody who been there who might have saw Katt. But that's a rarity, right? Like what's the likelihood of that happening? So my thing is just the up in arms about it being that big a deal to me doesn't seem like it should be that way because again, as long as you weren't messing up Katt's bread, and as far as I can tell, Katt didn't make any mention of that. He was stealing money out of my pocket or nothing like that. I ain't hear him say that because had that been the case, I think he would have said something about it. I'm just saying it just seemed like during that time, we don't know how many comedians had been stealing jokes. That's just my point.
All right, well, look, if somebody calls you out,
and it could have been common practice.
If somebody asks you a question about a certain joke that you said, and if it was stolen, then bro, speak honesty to power. Because if you lie about it, then you got to understand that now that person is truly feeling offended because you did take it, and they know that you took that material. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, it was some material that was obviously being used that Katt Williams was coming up on. Like he was, that was a joke that it was something that a lot of people were, you know what I'm saying, finding funny, and he was really making his name off of that joke.
Yeah.
It wasn't one of his little, you know, for him to hold still to this day that kind of animosity towards it, obviously he felt like that. And the reality is, I'm gonna be real with you, I remember Cedric the Entertainer from Kings of Comedy.
Yeah.
That was his best fucking joke.
Huh? Yeah.
That was his best joke. If anybody remembers, you know, the spaceship joint, when he put the cigarette in his mouth and he boom, boom. And like,
of course.
That was his best joke.
Of course,
and he dropped the mic on that. I remember that was his last one. He ended the show.
Bro, I'm no, dog. Of course. But
if I'm Katt Williams and you perfected it to that point and I'm seeing it and you making all this money, it would kill me.
Did you watch the comparison?
It was it was much different. I'm not gonna, bro.
I don't know, but I'm saying,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you that Cedric made it better. You know what I'm saying? It was a better joke.
That's all I'm saying, dog. So if again, Katt
but also understand that Cedric was able to take that and then go to the lab over time to perfect it.
Yeah,
whereas Katt Williams was probably still in the process of perfecting said joke.
But hear me out here. All I'm saying.
But I don't think he could have done it better than Cedric.
I'm saying from Cedric is old at this time. He's an older black man with a Southern accent. Like he just nailed it better. His cadence,
he did kill it.
His cadence felt better.
So
I'm saying there's a time where I hear him, right? But this is the point that I was trying to make. If you James Harden, you know what I'm saying, boy's been doing a step back. But really, and boys are trying to give him credit for it, and Vince and a whole bunch of people was coming out saying, like, bro, people been doing step backs. But like, who is known for doing a step back three in the NBA?
I got you.
James Harden. So James, like, I'm saying, at what point do we get where we say, all right, look, if he stole it bar for bar, flow for flow in every version, all right, we good. He stole that joke, but clearly he's seen it and he said, man, that is a good joke. But if I change a couple things, I can make it even better. And that's my thing, right? Like, I guess that's where I'm at. If you take it to a whole nother level than where somebody else was doing it, I can't fault a man for that.
You gotta give credit, man. We learned this.
Now that I agree.
We learned this in middle school, man.
I agree. 100%. He played
you gotta give credit.
I get it. I wholeheartedly get it. And in that sense, my man is right.
Because I'm gonna be real with you. If Cedric would have just gave his credit, I don't think anybody would have said anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Even if Katt Williams would have like come out and still shown he was upset, I think everybody would just been like, "Hey man, you have to let that one go."
I do think the two catalysts that got Katt on to the Cedric the Entertainer show, I mean, Club Shay Shay with Uncle Sharp, is the Cedric and Ricky Smiley thing.
Oh, Ricky Smiley. We didn't really jump on the Steve Harvey one yet.
I think But I'm saying, I think anything else, I don't think he comes on there and like he probably never makes it to the. He might go on there, but I don't know if he come in guns blazing. Yo,
no, he wouldn't have.
I'll pop in the trunk and I'm airing it out. I don't know if he go to that extent. But with that being said, he
ethered Ricky Smiley. He ethered Ricky Smiley is done.
But hear me out here though. I don't really know. And I guess this is my point, right? Because at some point in time, let's just say Ricky Smiley did say that. Okay, cool. The thing is, so if I had heard that interview, I'd have been like, thank God they ain't let you do it, bro. Praise Jesus in the name of Jesus.
Honestly, it's not even about the role. It's not even about the role of being a pimp. It's not even about the role of being a pimp.
I ain't trying to hear all that. Listen to me.
It's not even about the role of being a pimp.
If what Ricky Smiley had said was true, then God did what he needed to do and made sure Katt found his way into that role, bro. Like, let's just keep it a buck.
And Ice Cube confirmed it all. Yeah. Ice Cube confirmed it because Ice Cube immediately came out next day, really like within the first 48 hours, and was just like, all right, look, I'm gonna tell y'all, let me just give y'all the real.
Yeah.
Ricky Smiley did he's saying like he did I don't want to say interview, but
audition for it.
He did audition for the part and all of that. Like he cool. Yeah. But Katt Williams, once we saw him, we knew
it's a wrap
that he was gonna be
quit playing.
He was gonna be the pimp.
As a matter of fact,
he was gonna be Magic Mike. That's it.
For all we know, you know what I'm saying? Q might have said something to Ricky Smiley that made him think that he was gonna get the role. Like, hey, you did good.
But see, look though, Ice Cube didn't deny the grape situation.
Okay.
He didn't deny it for real. Did you watch the video of Ice Cube?
No, I didn't watch it because it was like 9 minutes and he sounded all. I just want to talk to y'all real quick. I wasn't trying to watch that.
What he said was,
he needed more animation.
And y'all tell me if I'm wrong, but what he said was that obviously it would be very distasteful that there's no way they would have recorded a grape on
what
camera.
He's saying is that it would have been implied. It would have been
implied.
Yeah.
It would have been implied, bro, and that to me is kind of like, but why?
Well, here's the thing, and I appreciate Katt on speaking about that because me back when the fam and I was doing Stop the Foolishness, me and my cuz, we got into like an argument about stuff like that because I was telling him like, yo man, like comedians been getting away with doing jokes and stuff that's out of pocket that,
yes,
honestly shouldn't be getting done, but because like y'all just get to hide behind saying, oh, this is art, and you can't like veil of comedy. Yeah, like this is artistic and all this other nonsense that they be trying to like just cast blame over society being sensitive and like all that. And I was all like, bro, y'all just gonna have to accept the fact that sometimes y'all do jokes where y'all out of pocket and that ain't funny. You know what I'm saying? And because it's segued out of, Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, and not diving back into that, but that's where it segued out of, because I was all like, yo, if a man ever feels like somebody disrespected his wife, me personally, I'm smacking you. I don't care in what vicinity, what version
especially
of it.
Publicly, bro.
Like, I'm saying.
Especially publicly. Like, that's one thing that I know that I probably cannot just be able to like take very well.
Bro,
is
I'm saying
something like that done in such a public platform.
But I'm saying, I get it. It was a joke. But I'm telling you, if I feel like you disrespected my wife, I'm smacking you, dog. It don't matter. Like, I don't give a damn if it's a joke. But anyway, not to get back into that. But the point here is I appreciate Katt for saying that, because Katt was all like, yo, it's been that way forever. We get words, you know what I'm saying, we've been using for the dawn of time. We're told at a certain point, like, hey, this word ain't cool to use anymore, man. People feel insensitive to it. And then he was all like, there's a plethora of words in the English languages to convey what you're trying to say, and you move on from it. He was all like, if you're a real comedian and you know what I'm saying, you understand the English language, you can make anything funny. You get, but like, it's this notion that like, hey, oh, well, it's a joke. No, bro, like you can't make a joke about everything. Okay. And so it goes to it. I just appreciate Katt saying that, because it shows that like Katt really is the type of person that has some level of empathy and understands that him being a person in media and having a platform, like, I have a responsibility not to offend anybody.
Even
and
this whole thing about not getting in dresses or not playing particular scenes, like, I respect it. I respect it, bro.
Glad we segued into that.
I respect it, bro.
Hear me out here. If you don't feel like getting in a dress, I appreciate it. I understand your perspective, and that's cool and all. But we got to stop pretending like just because you have an opinion on it, that like that shit is law. Okay? I don't understand. Like, it's been plenty of actors that been in dresses and ain't been nothing wrong with them since. You get what I'm saying? Like, do people remember, what was the movie, Wu-Tang Fool, whatever? Wesley Snipes, John Leguizamo, and Patrick Swayze or was it Patrick Swayze? I think it was Patrick Swayze. They all got in a dress. Like, it was funny. They all went on to like make further action movies.
Can I look? I'm gonna say this. I do think that because of satire and things like that, especially, we get to realize that movies, shows come from the place of plays,
entertainment,
and I'm talking about old school plays.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So that was done all the time, in the means of Shakespeare and so on and so forth. So that to me is not a big deal. When you hear a Kevin Hart interview done when he first starts making his name on the scene, and he's like that he's never gonna do a dress, that's not his thing, this, that, and the third, and then he just immediately does it on SNL, obviously right before his career starts popping.
Yeah.
It's something to me that's like, yo, is there something going on? Like, it makes me question this, man. It makes me question, like, there's like a rite of passage that you have to do to get like your name in the game. And that to me is problematic. And see, you know,
I'm gonna disagree,
it's times
but
like
keep
Dave
going.
Chappelle. It's times like Dave Chappelle. It's times like now this Katt Williams situation. Because Dave Chappelle, bro, he had everybody's eyes locked in.
Mhm.
And I remember Comedy Central back in those days when I was in middle school. 6th grade, 7th grade, watching Dave Chappelle. The show was 30 minutes long, and we would only get like 12 minutes of actual TV because there was so many damn commercials. But we was itching just for a few of them skits, knowing that it was just gonna be hitting hot fire. So for them to put 50 million on the table, but then there's some things going on that like certain medications or certain skits that he needs to do or touch on, bro, that to me is letting me know that there's a problem. There really might be an agenda going on. And that to me is where I'm kind of like, hey, if there's a line that some people need to start crossing, which is, hey, the dress thing or not having to play a gay dude, respect to whatever people do out there, if those are lines that people don't need to cross, like they should still be able to get their name into the door.
I got what you're saying, but how many comedians have not worn a dress?
I think that's the problem, bro.
But
I think
no,
you're not getting what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying y'all don't.
But how many white comedians have to wear dresses? Do you get what I'm saying? Like almost every black comedian that you know, any major black comedian, you name them, about 85 to 90% of them have worn dresses.
Okay, but
and I don't know if I can speak the same truth for these white comedians.
But hear me out here. I'm saying the whole dress thing is if you believe it's a shadow conspiracy or whatever, cool. Here's my thing though. The whole wearing a dress thing, the emphasis behind like not doing it or whatever is because supposedly it like jacks you up, like makes you like a different person or whatever. Here's my thing. I hear you, but if and I guess we can segue into this because we'll talk about like the Kevin Hart thing. I'm just saying, he said I came into this exposing the industry. I guess he just meant like joke stealing. Because to me, if you ain't gonna tell us who, what, when, why, and so what, damn, that was a good play.
Oh my God, I didn't want to say nothing.
Sorry, we paused it for a second. Yo, we watching the Miami Dolphins Buffalo Bills game.
That was a good catch.
Yo, hey, shout out to our boy. Number 16. Don't know who he is. He ain't Gabe Davis and he ain't Stephon Diggs.
2 feet in. That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the ball got deflected at the line by somebody on Miami. Boy was in a perfect position to toe tap it for a touchdown. All right, getting back into it. If you believe the whole, hey, they got people out here, you know, shadow Illuminati, you know what I'm saying, hey, come wear a dress, you know what I'm saying, we'll make you like a millionaire, so forth. All right, cool. I get it. My thing is if you ain't really gonna expose who it is that's doing this, then why are you telling me?
It seemed like he didn't.
He didn't tell me a single fucking person that told him
he did
to wear.
He brought up Ludacris and The Illuminati thing.
Yeah,
Look,
let's get into that real quick.
Now, hold on.
No. Let's get into it. All right. Go ahead.
I'm also just saying very quickly. Yeah. Please do not make it seem like I'm 100% behind everything Katt Williams. That is not what I'm saying.
And I want y'all to understand that before I say this, that he said himself, to be confident and not delusional is something. Basically saying like, yo, hey, there's a point where you become delusional and overconfident. Here's my point here. All right, so
I'm just saying. I'm also gonna say though, Ludacris, I think if there's a way to handle how to handle that, he handled it the perfect way.
Honestly,
don't say shit, but let it be known that you're not agreeing or you're not like.
I think Ludacris handled it great because
that's the only way to really handle it.
He said, he a rapper. That's the only way they respond to stuff. Or they, you know, if you one of them boys who's serious in the streets, there's the only other way they handle it, and that don't ever end good. So
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Kevin Hart handled it very well. I think Kevin Hart.
Well, we'll finish up with Kevin Hart and that situation. Here's my thing, man, and this is the problem where I was gonna end on this, but we can go ahead and segue into that now. Now, there's a certain point in time, man, where like, hey, if I'm being honest with you, I ain't saying this ain't what happened, but what Katt Williams basically did on Shannon Sharpe is like straight out of like some Donald Trump playbook type shit. Like, you just go on, you diss everybody, pretend like you against the establishment, everybody doing this, you doing that, and like now the whole internet is all like, bro, So I'm seeing tweets where Ludacris wasn't that great a rapper anyway. Johnson's Family Vacation wasn't funny. Like, yo, hey, you talking about Johnson's Family Vacation is a classic. Luda ain't. If you don't listen to hip hop, then don't talk, bro. Because Luda been one of the greatest rappers ever.
Steve Harvey is funny.
The Steve Harvey show was funny.
Cedric the Entertainer is hilarious.
Is funny. Like this revisionist history y'all be having is wild, bro. And like, if y'all wanted to know how people winded up in Mega, look no further than y'all, bro. Because like social media is crazy. This man did one interview, all of a sudden,
everybody's trash.
The greats is trash. y'all is watching. Like, I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I will say this though, Ricky Smiley to me, I'm not big on the radio, but he has these like little skits that he does.
Yeah, over the phone. Yeah, they be hilarious.
Those got me through college, bro.
Those got me through college. Y'all be wilding, bro.
The white farmer. He had the little pigs to his hogs. Yeah. I gotta get my hogs.
No,
got that messed up now.
No, they be hilarious. I remember Ricky Smiley. I don't know if he's still doing, but I remember when I used to listen to him on YouTube, bro. Like, yes, man. They be hilarious.
He got me through college.
Y'all out here acting like, yo, these people that being great, like just because they got accused of stealing stuff, don't mean they ain't funny, bro. Like, comedy is just like rapping. You gotta have a cadence. You gotta have a rhythm. You have to have a certain way of doing this. Like, don't disrespect these people because, all right, they got caught taking a little joke here or there. And I shouldn't say that because that ain't that. I don't want to diminish. I don't want to diminish what happened to Katt Williams, but at the same time, there's a certain point where like y'all just take shit and run with it and act like, yo, everything the person's saying is true.
Look, I'm gonna say this about Ludacris. I think Katt Williams showed a glimpse of like chink in the armor. I think that Katt Williams probably had an opportunity to be on the Fast and the Furious.
I don't think he did.
You don't think he did at all?
No, name me one movie that he been in that's a blockbuster other than Friday After Next.
No, he's done something.
No, he hasn't. I went through IMDb just to make sure I wasn't tripping. He ain't been in nothing.
I'm not gonna say blockbuster, but Katt Williams to me is
Katt. Here's what I'm gonna say. Because specifically addressing the Ludacris thing, and this is why I say you can take it for whatever you want. You can believe him. Here's my thing, man. Ludacris and dropped Disturb. What was it?
Disturbing the Peace.
No, Disturbing the Peace was his album, but what was the one he won a Grammy for? It was dang, I forgot it. Anyway,
the chicken.
No, it's the one where he talked about where he finally cut his hair and he dropped it. And Ludacris, when he was doing interviews, he said, "Y'all specifically made this album to win a Grammy." Damn, I can't believe I don't remember this because Luda been like one of my favorite rappers like forever. I can't believe I don't remember it. But anyway, y'all know what's up. It was the one. It was the album that had, you know what I'm saying, I grew up, screw up, got introduced to the game. You know, he had the Biggie hook, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that album dropped in like 2005, right? I want y'all to understand me clearly when I say this. Katt really ain't become a household name outside of black people till the Pimp Chronicles. And that ain't dropped until 2006. Ain't no way you gonna convince me the Illuminati pulled up on Katt pre-Pimp Chronicles 1 and asked him to join, bro.
Release Therapy?
Release Therapy. Bro, that shit dropped in like 05, 06. You know what I'm saying? Luda already cut his hair by then. Like, it was already in the works. Like, the Pimp Chronicles didn't drop until later that year. And I'm telling you that if you believe that the Illuminati approached Katt Williams pre-Pimp Chronicles 1, then like, hey, you will believe anything. Bigfoot exists, and you know what I'm saying, there's oceanfront property in Idaho. That's all I'm saying. Like, there's a point in time where, like, you got to listen to stuff. You know how you say the timeline don't add up and going back and all that? Like, you got to listen to stuff people say and, like, really do some fact checking yourself. That don't make no sense, bro. Katt Williams, prior, again, to the Pimp Chronicles 1, was only a household name with black people. Like, let's just keep it a buck. We had seen him in, you know what I'm saying, Friday After Next. I still refer to him as Money Mike. Didn't even know his name, dog. His name didn't get learned until Pimp Chronicles 1. So if you're telling me the Illuminati approached him prior to that, you a fool. That's all I gotta say. But y'all believe what you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a man with a mic. It is what it is.
Yeah. So look,
that's all I gotta say about that.
I think at this point, what I would like to see, as just from a podcaster standpoint, is if we can get Kevin Hart to get on Club Shay Shay. I think that would be a pretty good interview.
So segueing into Kevin Hart, man, and this is the thing with Kevin. It's just that Have you ever seen Kevin in a negative light at all?
Yes.
In which way?
Bro, he was married, wife pregnant, and legitimately cheated on her ass, man.
That,
like that,
all right, so
when that happened, I think
that's been happening. I'm talking about, has Kevin ever been known to not put people on or to not look out for people? I remember when Kevin.
But see, hold on, man. We got to be careful. And this is the one thing that like really exposed a lot.
So we got to be careful because people's personal decisions.
No. I say be careful, I have nothing against Kevin Hart. I've seen multiple of his shows here in Houston and otherwise. I think I've seen him 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
I think he's a decently funny dude. As far as like stand up, I'm not gonna sit up here and make it seem like he's a top 3 comedian or a top 5 comedian to me.
But hear me out here. That don't matter because he sell out arenas.
But again,
you get what I'm saying?
Even here in Houston, he didn't sell out the whole arena. But when I say sold it out, it wasn't like a Rockets game. Like the whole thing was just sold out. It was a good maybe quarter to a third was just.
Well, I was gonna say they never do the back part, right? They never do the back part, right? They only cut off half.
Cut off part of it.
They don't never do the whole arena.
But that part was sold out. And it was at the
and I'm telling you, and Kevin Hart, not only that, but y'all know he had to do a second round, right? Like for everyone that couldn't get in the first time, he had to come back a second time.
Look, Kevin Hart to me is very good. He put on for his whole clique. I think he runs around with the same. They call them the Double Cup Boys or something like that. He runs around with the same crew. So I have much respect.
He's taking the text message, y'all.
Sorry, my bad. But I have much respect for Kevin Hart. But I'm just gonna say this. I think that Kevin Hart, to me, I'm also want to be very careful on putting him on too much of a pedestal because we don't know. We don't know. We do know that he does make some poor decisions at a minimum.
But I'm saying, y'all talking.
We do know that he lacks at least some type of discipline at certain points.
Yeah.
Now again. I can't throw glass, throw stones, and I'm not in that man's position. You know what I'm saying? I don't have that man's success. I don't have, the amount of things to lose that he has. So I won't sit here and make it seem like I'm perfect or whatever the case may be. But I just don't want to make it seem like he's put on so much that he's like Nelson Mandela or something like that.
I'm not saying that, bro. Listen to me. Hear me out for a second. I don't think that should even be brought up into the equation because Steve Harvey wrote a book called Think Like a Man, and we all know that his current wife was the mistress to the wife he left before. Yeah. But again, that only gets brought up in times when that needs to be part of the conversation. And in terms of Kevin Hart, what we're talking about right now is irrelevant to Kevin Hart, the mogul, the media empire guy. That's his personal life, and he has to answer before whoever you pray to for that. Not us. We get to judge him if he's like physically abusive.
I would really love
verbally
to see,
abusive. We get to judge him for that type of stuff.
I would like to see a current Kings of Comedy, bro. Can we get a Kevin Hart, a Katt Williams, a Dave Chappelle? I don't even know who I want to the fourth person to be.
Chris Rock, right? Although personally, I don't really consider Chris Rock that funny. I mean, he's never been super funny to me. But I
don't think Chris Rock could do it, bro.
Why you wouldn't?
I think his name, just every time I see Chris Rock, bro, at some point in your joke, you that nigga who got slapped.
Huh? He just did a Netflix special he got paid like $30 million for.
I don't care how much he got paid. I'm just telling you. The
question is who closes. That's the better question. I think out of respect they will let Chris Rock close.
I'm trying to think, who would I want the fourth comedian to be? Not Chris Rock, bro. Not him.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't because I don't care for Chris Rock. But I do think. I do think it would be. I think it got to be a fourth. If you're gonna do a new Kings of Comedy, it's got to be a fourth.
Just let it be them 3, bro. Because I don't know anybody else, in my opinion. Because whoever else you bring on, I think would automatically come from a place of, nah, you ain't got it. I'm just sorry.
Okay, but hold on, because we got off topic. But I want to finish with this. I remember when Kevin Hart was still on his rise to fame, he was doing skits on Instagram. And I'm talking about by this point, he's a full-fledged star at this point, doing movies, all that.
Yeah.
He done made it. He was doing skits with Desi Storm and Melvin Gregg and Clarity and King Bach and that whole little gang. He was doing them like on YouTube and Instagram. Like
the one thing about him, he works.
I ain't seen, but I'm saying he was doing it to their benefit. He ain't gaining nothing from that. Like these are their skits. He's in them. Like I'm saying, bro. Like this beef that he has like with Kevin Hart just seems like personal to me. It don't seem like he
all
really
of this
speaking
is
on
personal. Every last person.
Now, see the Cedric and Steve Harvey and all them is professional beef. Like he's personally like going after them, like he's taking it personally, but it's all centered around professionalism. No, he's just
you don't. Okay, so I you don't think there's any professional dealings with Kevin Hart?
Why are you beefing with Kev, bro? I'm saying, like, what's up? Like, I know Kev spoke about him on a Breakfast Club, but again, that was in retaliation to something he said about him, and he's talking about like.
But you know what's crazy? Nobody's really getting at Katt Williams, bro. Huh? Nobody's really touching him. Like everybody seems to be going at it with like gloves on. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody is just wanting to go attack mode on Katt Williams. I don't know if they're afraid to.
No, I don't think he said anything that probably wasn't true though. You get what I'm saying? Like if you listen to the whole interview, he didn't, like I said, like he exposed things in terms of, I guess you could say like joke stealing. I mean, maybe people didn't know about that, but I mean, you got to assume, you know, to some degree that like, yo, that happens in like every profession. Remember the black lady that had to like sue Terminator? Like they stole her books or whatever. They were like pre-writes and she was awarded like $1 billion or something like that. Whoa. Yeah, from like Universal. Yeah, like there's some black woman that was like awarded like $1 billion from Universal because like she was able to prove that like Terminator, that whole thing was hers. And so like, yeah, they had to give her $1 billion, but it don't matter because they made $10 billion off of it. So, you know, but anyway, that's beside the point. The point is that stealing has been happening since the dawn of time. So I ain't saying, I'm just trying to figure out what did Katt expose? Because like, I'm still waiting, bro. People been talking about the Illuminati, people showing up, offering them these things. I get it, right? That, and to some degree, I believe that like, yo, that people probably are getting put on by, you know what I'm saying, doing certain things, you know what I'm saying, behind closed doors.
He did bring up Harvey Weinstein, bro. And that to me would sound like a very, like this happened. This wasn't room for, possible, I don't know, like
and I'm saying, right, like the thing is
and then what movie was it? I don't know if did anybody do any quick little research? He says there's three other brothers on that particular movie or project.
I don't know. He didn't name it, and that's my problem. Because again, he didn't name the movie. He didn't, like, people gonna probably put two and two together maybe and like assume, but who knows? I'm saying at some point, like, you can't take everything Katt's saying as law because we don't know what he's bullshitting on and what he's not. He's just somebody with a mic in front of him and nobody else to corroborate anything he's saying. Everything he said about comedians, joke stealing, all of that, I get it. That's probably all 100% factual. Everything else, man, like, you got to take it with a grain of salt, man. Like, he ain't got nobody to fact check him to prove what he's saying is right or wrong. Now, what I will say is this, though. And because going back to the Kevin Hart thing, right? He said that, you know, before Kevin Hart got him, every script that Kevin Hart winded up in, it came to him prior to, and he just wanted to take some of the chuck and shove stuff out of there and all of that. And then he said it would be funny. Excuse me. Basically, he was saying, you know what I'm saying, some of the gay undertones and slight gay jokes, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can take that out because, you know, I'm not gay and so on and forth. And I get it, right? And I appreciate anyone standing on their principles. But every opportunity that you don't take, somebody else is going to take. That's just the reality of it. And so whether we like it or not, there are certain things that happens in comedy that other people find funny, even if you don't find it funny. He don't get to keep saying that like stuff isn't funny when people keep doing it over and over again and people do laugh at it. Like Katt was in there talking like whatever he disagreed with as being funny ain't funny. And that just ain't true. No, you're not gonna find it. He didn't mention the movie, bro. Because he didn't mention the movie, bro. I'm telling you. Even if you may find like a list of movies that like people might be trying to assume. He's looking for the movie, y'all. I don't know what movie he's talking about. Maybe.
Surprised who's in this movie, bro.
I'm saying, was Katt in that movie? Let me see. I'm gonna look real quick.
I ain't gonna lie to you. One of the dudes you kind of like.
Huh?
One of the dudes might have done it, big dog.
Again.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just saying, right? Like, yeah, like I don't think people understand.
So this is why he really should have just said the movie. If you're gonna come out with that kind of like,
then say it.
I'm gonna be honest. Shannon should have pressed. Oh shoot, what movie? Because
because Shannon ain't trying to press for information like that though. Like he's not trying to get. He's not trying to get that content. But this is my point though, right? Because in all honesty, it ain't Shannon's place to say that. It ain't Shannon's place. It ain't never to me an interviewer's job to press people. But my thing is this, right? It's our job in the public to say, bro, it's been a dude on who took to Instagram lately who's been talking about a producer that's been wanting to make sexual advances toward him, and you know he ain't really been knowing what to say. Somebody that's highlighting in media, you know, a household name and all that. And the internet been eating him up because it's all like, bro, like don't come out, just say who it is. Why you coming out?
If anything, that would save other people too.
Like, why you coming out here just saying, you know, hey, this person that it's easy to drop Harvey Weinstein because we know he be on some bullshit. Yeah. But yo, tell us the movie. Tell us like these other things. Tell me who invited you to this Illuminati meeting. I don't care about none of this shit you saying because you ain't really exposing anything. To me, you're just being highly entertaining, and I really appreciate that. But like everything else you saying don't mean anything to me outside of like the stuff that you're really addressing on face level.
Okay.
That is wild though. that is wild though. If what Katt said was true. What he said is I showed up and it's another brother. What you do to get here? You know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something, because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't really know if that's the kind of dude you ask that to though. Now people are bold. Don't get me wrong.
See, I'm not gonna lie to you.
People are bold, but I don't know if you would ask him that.
To me, that like it's more of a power play, bro. I think that's what I'm getting from all of it.
I mean, yeah, the
power play. So that's even more of the person you want to ask it from.
But also hear what I'm saying is, right? If you offer somebody a role, you get what I'm saying?
These motherfuckers is weird.
Listen, we know a lot of weird stuff going on in Hollywood. Ain't no point in even talking about it to get into the nitty and gritty of it. Anything you tell me, I can believe, but also I can believe does happen, but also believe that your particular accounts of the event didn't happen as well. That's all I'm saying. So is what Katt Williams saying going on in Hollywood? Of course, I wholeheartedly believe that. We know it to be true, but did it happen to him? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You saying you denied this man advances and you still winded up in this movie? Why did
you even do the movie?
That's a good question, ain't it?
Why you?
That's a good question. You a man of principle though, right? You stand on business though, right?
You just asked me to do what?
You stand on business though, right?
It's time for me to get up out of here. I appreciate you.
You exposing the industry though, right?
I appreciate you.
Crazy how you just brought that up. Crazy. All right. But just to end it real quick, man, because
do what?
I don't know how long we've been running, but I'm just saying the internet ain't asking the right questions. Y'all, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, bro. Don't get me wrong. We have been thoroughly entertained. That was an incredible interview. I don't want to take nothing away from it. I wholeheartedly enjoyed every single minute of that interview. But also, I'm telling you, a lot of it didn't add up. And you telling me that a man asked you to do some sexual stuff and you still showed up to do that man movie? I guess money do matter. I guess it do, right?
I ain't gonna lie to you, just merely asking me that question.
Bro, I don't want nothing to do with you, dog. And if you ever step foot in the same room with me again.
That question, dog.
And you know he on set to make sure things is going right? Okay, all right. I thought I was tripping. Maybe I ain't hear the same thing that everybody else heard. Y'all not asking the right questions. That's all I'm saying. y'all ready to go do some research on, you know what I'm saying, joke stealing. I get it. But all I'm saying is all the right questions weren't being asked. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Uncle Sharp though, because I ain't expect for him to do that. Allow him to say what he want. It's our job to be like, hold on. Let's run that back. Let's play that back. Because you still did the movie? Okay. All right. Well.
So you stayed?
All
right.
Okay. All right. Well, man, hey, shout out to 2024, y'all. It's our first episode, man.
First episode of 2024, man. We about to hopefully we get something new.
Yeah, hopefully we get some guests on here, man. That's really the goal this year. We'll take a break in the summer, about 6 weeks, but we're gonna run a 20 episode season. We definitely gonna get some guests on here. We want to get some female perspectives. I was really hopefully we got Vince back, man, because when it comes to the
more vulgar way of
up and anti-emotional version of the pod is he's definitely sorely missed, man. And also, if we gonna get females on here, we obviously gonna talk about some topics that Vince has strong opinions on, and it'd just be great to have him back for those conversations. But either way, we're gonna try to get some guests on here. I got a couple of people who I'm thinking about. But like I said, this is his first episode. Shout out to Club Shay Shay for giving us episode worth of content, because he didn't make this week hard for us to get on here and shoot the shit. But with that being said, man, if you made it this far, man, we appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you like,
comment,
and subscribe, man. Yo, shout out to y'all though, because we was at 96. Y'all got us to 98 subscribers. We almost made it to 100. But this year,
we're not at 100?
Not at 100, man.
Hey, look, if y'all don't share this damn podcast with somebody.
Yo, we trying to make it.
Share the podcast with somebody and tell them to just go ahead and subscribe.
And if we make it, we gonna press them.
Like, I'm gonna subscribe, comment.
Yo, I'm gonna make sure
say something.
I'm gonna make sure they speak on what they talking about.
Bad. Obviously, at this point, any publicity is good publicity. So say something. Get it off your chest.
Hey,
tell us we ain't shit. I don't know. But do something.
Screenshot this and send it to Katt Williams' Instagram page, DMs. You know what I'm saying? Let him see this, please. But as always, man, we appreciate you for tuning in. Till next time.